think Rosa Parks stood up and said no more of this?
May I tell you why? It was fun. Oh, let me tell you why Rosa Parks stood up on the bus and said, oh, I'm tired of this. It was planned by the NAACP. Rosa Parks was not one day coming home, nobody was aware, and she just stood up. Lord, I ain't gonna sit in the back of this bus no more. I'm just tired. It didn't happen that way. It was planned by the NAACP, okay? And as a matter of fact, they had chosen another woman to do it. And just before she did it, at some point, they found out that that black woman was pregnant out of wedlock. They like, this ain't gonna work. Ain't nobody gonna stop there with some pregnant black woman trying to stand up and talk about she tired. They said, okay, we can't use her. And they found Rosa Parks to do it. And they tried to portray it as though somehow or another, Rosa was just so tired. And she was coming home from work one day, and Rosa said, Lord, I ain't sitting in the back of this bus anymore, no more. Yo, did you know it happened that way?
No, you just hear in schools that she was a hero.
She was not no hero. She was a zero. She was not a brave woman. It was planned by the NAACP.
Who's this woman? Who's this woman? Rosa Parks, yes. That was a warm-up question, guys. So, you know, it's only getting harder from here. What's she known for? Yes, she didn't give up her seat in Montgomery bus boycott. Yay, Rosa. We celebrate her. We got stamps in her honor. There's a statue. Right, we know her work in the civil rights movement. Anybody know who this young lady is? Who's this young lady? Not Katherine Johnson. Okay. Anybody heard of Claudette Colvin? No, I didn't hear about her until recently either. I didn't grow up hearing about Claudette. She also didn't give up her seat on a bus 9 months before Rosa Parks. Claudette's still alive today. There's a picture of her. Why don't we know about Claudette Colvin? In fact, Claudette Colvin was actually one of the plaintiffs who was on the case that went before the Supreme Court, not Rosa Parks. When Rosa Parks didn't give up her seat, it was planned. And so she was chosen to become the image of the Montgomery bus boycott. She was in her 30s. She was fair-skinned. She was seen as someone the movement could really get behind. Claudette was a teen. She was 15, single-parent home, raised by her dad. And so she was sort of seen as someone that people couldn't quite get behind. But in some ways, Claudette paved the way for Rosa Parks, right? She was a hidden figure to lead up to this moment that Rosa Parks had.
They knew what they were doing. And so a brave woman would have just stood up with nobody looking, nobody protecting, nobody watching. And if you that upset about sitting at the back of a bus and said, y'all, I ain't sitting back here no more. It was planned. And it was like that, and then people been lying to the blacks to keep them angry and use them. Like Thomas, he believed it. And he's angry about nothing. And then to scare white people into shutdown mode, it's all a lie, folks. It's the children of the lie lying to you. It never happened, y'all.
And he mad like it happened to him.
Yeah, and he said about now the children are sitting in the back of the bus because it been passed down. Who passed it? How can that be passed down to somebody? Okay, kids, in 2019, y'all go sit in the back of the bus. You can't make those kids sit up front.